Hey guys, Corey Correa here. Welcome to Blue Talks, and I hope you enjoy this video.
So, welcome to UCLA. I'm a Southern California girl, born and raised, and now live in Texas. You can tell by the hair. The higher the hair, the closer to God. So we will be talking about God as well. And I am not unhappy that I don't miss this traffic because you guys are nuts here, by the way. But I want to talk today about whether or not you have ever dropped an F-bomb. Any of you ever dropped an F-bomb? Oh, yeah. It's very popular these days. It's got some credibility that goes around it. Well, I want to talk about a different F-bomb. An F-bomb that actually can take care of our affordability crisis, cure poverty, make you allow yourself to double your income. Would you like to hear about that? Yeah, of course you would, right? Because we all want to know about money, and that's what I teach about. I teach about abundance. This F-bomb, though, is not something that makes you special, that you are absolutely going to be on national television. It isn't a new program either. It isn't change your thinking, change your life, because everybody's talking about mindset these days. This is your frequency. So it's your frequency bomb, and you are doing a frequency bomb right here, right now, as you're sitting there. You're looking at me going, okay, she's something. I let my hands go down. She's thinking about something. You're thinking about who I am, whether or not I have anything important to say. And you are sending your own frequency my way, and I'm sending my frequency your way. So I want to do a little bit of understanding about frequency, because Einstein said there's only energy, and that's it. So if your frequency was you're ready to go to lunch, we can just all go to lunch now, because frankly, that's it. It's just energy. There is only energy. So this frequency, you can activate it, and I'm going to show you a couple of different great methods that I share in my book, Your Inner Billionaire. Oh, by the way, you all have an inner billionaire. You all have an inner billionaire. She's just waiting for you to activate her. So let's watch how energy works. Everybody take your hands and put them together and rub them, right? Some people will call that friction. That's energy. And so as you warm your hands up, just send that energy into the room right now. Send all the love, all that unconditional love as we send this room full of that energy, because that's the energy that's going to allow us to create what we want. Because we all say we want stuff. So here's lesson number 1. When you say want, you are speaking a lack thought. Because what you're telling this big giant universe is, I don't have it. And the universe always responds with yes. It's like the royals. And so it is, because you are saying what you desire. So how do we change that? Well, it's our stories. And we've heard so many stories today. And John, thank you so much for allowing me to go out earlier and drink the Compeerschlager. Anybody ever drink Compeerschlager? Well, frankly, we all do it, and I'm aware of it, but I did it again. And yet, because his talk was brilliant, and he had props. Like, I got no props. I got me. I got my hair, right? But the thing is that when we start to look at our stories, we understand where our frequency is. So when I was 8 years old, I remember standing in the garage at our home, and I talk loud. Have you noticed? I'm very strong. I should have been Italian. And I was talking in the garage, and there were kids there, and I'm 8 years old, and one of them, I remember this so vividly, said to me, "Why are you so loud?" And I'm not kidding. I moved to the corner of the garage. My toes curled up like something out of The Wizard of Oz. And I went, I'm going to shrink back. And part of what our lessons here in life are, so I'm going to tell you some of the lessons that I've had, is for us to remember who we are. So I could have cowered and lost myself in that moment, and I chose to be a speaker, which That doesn't really seem like that would be congruent, but it allowed me to open up to who I am and build this frequency so that I could share with you that you have your frequency. Because that frequency comes in those stories. And those stories that we tell ourselves, we keep saying them and telling ourselves over and over and over. And your money story is the most important story that you can ever tell yourself. It's the most important relationship you will ever have in your entire life. And when I say that to people, and I've written it in my book, and I'm on podcasts, and they say, what? How can your money story or your money be your most important relationship in your life? Here's why. Money is an energy. That's all it is. It's just simply an energy. And so if you've ever had a relationship with somebody, I want to use this to connect with how we have our relationships with money. But if you've ever had that relationship with an individual and you go out on a date maybe once or twice, and then all of a sudden you're like, I don't really like that person, but that person keeps texting you. Okay, I've texted you 45 times. Why aren't you responding to me? Right? And it's like, oh God, they're so needy. They're so clingy, and you don't want nothing to do with them. A lot of people do that with money. You're never there for me. Why aren't you calling me back? Why aren't you in my bank account? Why aren't you treating me like I should be treated? I deserve this, but you're not doing anything with your frequency to create that. So we have to have a relationship with money that's just like a beautiful relationship that you would have with an individual in your life. And in my book, I talk about having a money date because literally that is the best thing you can ever do. You sit down with a nice glass of wine or you go for a walk in the park and you just have a conversation with money, which is that energy that is the direct reflection of the value that you hold for yourself. Because if you don't value you, money has no desire to be around you. It's really simple. It's like attracts like when it comes to this beautiful universe. And so spiders, I read Charlotte's Web when I was in 5th grade, and I love that book so much. But I love the idea of the web because everything is interconnected. The law of the universe, the universal laws, I teach about those all the time. And what's beautiful about these universal laws is that they never change. They're the same for you as they are for you. We all think there's judgment going on in the God category, right? God is consciousness, it's universe, it's oneness, it's all of that good stuff. But there's no judgment going on. It rains on the just and the unjust alike. So if you can use those laws like gravity or electricity, then you can harness what you desire. And the problem is that we don't understand that. So we think that it has something to do with how good or bad that we are, and it doesn't. So physicists and mystics and even spiders have known all of this time that it's all one big web, it's connected, and you activate it by putting those F-bombs, those frequency bombs, right into it. Physicists call it the unified field. Mystics call it the web of life. I call it your web of wealth because you get to decide exactly how much you want to receive every day, every minute, with every thought. Not just your thoughts, but your actions and your beliefs. And more importantly, your emotions. Because what happens, this mindset thing that everybody talks about, bullshit. Sorry. It has nothing to do with your mindset. It has to do with your frequency. Because you know how this got programmed, your AI? This is my little AI up here. I love AI because it's such a good metaphor for what we're living right now. Our AI was programmed through this beautiful body. So somebody talked about emotions earlier. Somebody talked about feelings. It's all part of this body. And when you have a feeling and you have an emotion, it has a chemical signature, and you carry that around with you in life. And then it goes out like a heat-seeking missile to find more of it. And guess what? It says to the AI, I'm going to train you that when these experiences happen, this is the reaction. And it does it on cue every single time. So how do you change that? You don't change it from here. This whole thing about mindset, oh my goodness gracious, I used to teach it and now I'm embarrassed. Because the fact is it has nothing to do with your mindset. I love the idea of doing 9,000 affirmations in an afternoon. Any of you want to do that? Because you're not reprogramming this, you're reprogramming this. So when you reprogram this, this says, oh, we have a new software upgrade. Let's do that. And that's when the magic starts to happen. So let's do a little conversation real quick about how you can do that on your own. I'm going to do it with you today, but it's really simple because you have to get quiet. The loud lady over here has to get quiet. So I want you to just close your eyes for a second. Put your hands in your lap. And I hear somebody breathing, so that's our first step. Breathe from the belly. You know, we breathe up here in our chest. Breathe from the belly. And I want you to right now, in your mind's eye, imagine yourself 10 years from now in the life that you know you deserve, that you are dreaming of, that your heart has been calling you to live forever. And you keep saying, I can't. I don't know how. And I want you to imagine right now, as if it's happening in this moment, what does that feel like? Feel that energy in your body. Who's there? What are they saying? What is the atmosphere in the room? Are you outside? Are you inside? And just feel that energy well up inside of you. Feel that energy all the way down to your toes and up through the crown chakra of your head. And breathe that in. And I hear that breath escaping out. You can open your eyes. Because I can you feel the energy in the room? We set the table with the energy. She's got it. You can feel it when you connect with it. It's not a mental connection. We need a mental connection because there's masculine and feminine. The masculine is the mental, the feminine is the body. And she flows, and she has intuition, and she's, so curvy. For all you men, you can be curvy. So here's what I want you to do, is I want you to do that every day for at least 2 minutes. Vision your life. Because as we connect with that energy, we become it. There's so much more in this book. I would love for you to all go check it out. And in the meantime, you breathe. You become quiet. And believe me, that was something I had to learn how to do, to be quiet. Because you cannot hear what this beautiful universe, what the God, beingness wants to say to you. Tommy talked about it yesterday, the Holy Ghost. I love Snoop Dogg. He calls it the gangsta Holy Ghost. It's a Holy Ghost. It's God. It's you. It's your consciousness. It's the universe. The thing is that because we use words, we diminish the power. The power isn't in the word. And I'll talk about that in another conversation. The power is in your energy that you feel. So when you feel this beautiful, beautiful energy taking over you like it is the Holy Ghost, then praise it. Be grateful for it, because that is what leads us to be in the space that we say we desire. It isn't the doingness, it isn't the mindset, it's the beingness, and it's the body. Thank you for being here today.